Hey guys, I'm Tiffany H. Lewis. Welcome back to your awakening process. So tonight we're going to delve into the last few breakthrough moments of your spiritual awakening, and we're going to go ahead and proceed on to enlightenment. So there are a lot of topics that I have not covered yet, and I give you my word that I will cover every single topic, because really honestly there probably are 100 of them that are all part of how one becomes spiritually awakened, how to, ascend into enlightenment, and everything in between that nobody talks about. So let's start at the very, very beginning. In the very beginning, I've said this multiple times, it's like you just come home one day and you're just sick for like a year, literally, like a whole year. And you can't get out of bed, you're paralyzed, whatever. You go to 100 different doctors, you get 100 different opinions. Doctors treat the symptoms. Now, see, the problem with the symptoms is that the symptoms are, loss of interest in everything that you like, isolation, just don't care anymore. None of that is relevant. It's so insignificant, and you just are focused on, it's sort of like your mind opens up, or maybe your pineal gland opens up, or maybe the vasovagal process opened it up. But whatever happened to cause you to get to this point right now, to get through this barrier of the spiritual awakening and into enlightenment, there's a lot that hasn't been said, and there's a lot that I haven't told you yet. So, okay. So you're going to be in bed sick for like a year. I'm not kidding. Seriously. They're going to treat the symptoms. Again, they line up with depression. They also line up with like ADHD and probably like a bajillion other things, but you need to stick with it. Whatever you're doing, you're obviously doing something right. If you can feel it coming, somewhere in the very first stages of a spiritual awakening, you all of a sudden, literally you become obsessed with learning everything about everything about everything. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stand in your way. You're not concerned with people. They're all just literally just get them out of the way. They're just indistinct chatter in the background. And it's not like a pride or an ego thing. It's not like, oh, I'm better than that. It's like, listen, I know something is going on in the world. I'm aware of it. I'm doing a lot of research. I'm learning. I love to learn, but I love to learn in my own way. I've always had this feeling that I was different. Personally, that's true. I mean, if you want to hear a fragment of a really funny story, literally my first words, I can't even say this with a straight face. My literal first words as an infant were, "Do not aggravate or agitate me." I swear to God. They never let me live that one down. So naturally I wanted to become an attorney, whatever. But then I couldn't defend somebody that was guilty. So yeah, no, that didn't go very well. But in the very, very beginning, listen, these are things you were already interested in. And a lot of them are actually things you were not already interested in, because you already know what you know. You've got your theories and your hypotheticals, sort of well, I grew up in this background with this religion, and this is what they taught us, and that is all there is to it. Yeah, no. Kick it to the curb like those, like I taught you how to do with, here's me, here's a thought, here's your subconscious, oh, hey, there's a thought there. Let's skip around. Yep, that's a thought. Bye. That's it. You just acknowledge it. Consciously aware of your subconscious ingestion of thought and being. A spiritual awakening, I do believe it gets confused a lot with having to be religious or having a specific religion in mind, and that is so far from the truth. Literally, I mean, when you think about church is almost as much of an institution as laws, also as punishment, good, bad, do right, do wrong, this consequence will happen to you. There's always this impending doom upon us as humans. So do this or that will happen to you. Go to school, learn this crap that they want to teach you in these books, and then just wait till 2019 and they will just be like, honestly, yeah, no, that never happened. And by the way, your false memory. Oh my God, your false like literally everyone in the entire world has the same false memory. Mandela effect. So, effect is a very important word here because spiritual awakenings have a lot of effects on you. What happens is, you just get sick one day. You're tired. You're exhausted. You're worn out. You physically can't get out of bed. I swear to God, I spent a year in bed. But in that year in bed, I learned everything about everything. I don't know why. Something drove me to it. So in this video specifically, I'm going to just keep shooting those trigger words at you. So every time a trigger word comes in, which I won't expose at the time, if it hits you anywhere and you feel it, check it out. Google it. Learn everything you can about it. And then let's just proceed forward. So I'm ready to bring you into enlightenment, but I want to make sure I have covered every single piece. And I know that there's a lot I haven't told you. So yeah, you're probably right. There might be at least 1 or 2 more videos, but on the awakening, breakthrough, enlightenment side. Now, an enlightened person, by the way, is just someone who is consciously aware of the fact that, we're very cognitive people. We are completely aware of the fact that the law of attraction, the power of suggestion, and literally everything that we internally ingest, be it through any of our supposed 5 senses, sight, hear, touch, feel, smell, whatever, any of those things, we ingest them, that becomes a subconscious entrance, right? But then consciously, when you become aware of that and you are able to learn how to control that, that is just a thought, just a feeling. Here it is, just a thought, just a feeling. Now kick it, recognize it, get out. Next. Learn, 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 and learn. I literally could not give you any better advice than learn. And if you're a starseed like me and I still have your attention at this point, then you definitely are. I'm pretty sure you're an indigo too. And I'm very excited for you. So I'm going to go all over the map because you guys know that I literally vibrate on such a high frequency. I'm just I'm high on life. It's great. And yeah, I lost my voice. I don't care. One of the most beautiful aspects of a spiritual awakening is that you stop caring about anything that's not that. Because that always leads you to the next piece and the next piece and the next piece after that. And you continually just grow and grow and grow and grow. And eventually, not only do you become exactly what you remember, because remember, this is a memory. You are going to inevitably remember the fact why you came to planet Earth, why at this exact time, where you come from. And as a starseed and an indigo, you cannot just put 1 word on it. I have said a million times, this is an all-encompassing oneness. We are literally all connected at one time to everything, all at the same time. Everything is alive. You're going to see colors that you have never, there aren't even words. Seriously. Let's get let me just dive right in. So even if I do go around in circles, you guys know I always come back around full circle. Let's do this. All right, so do not confuse a spiritual awakening for a specific religion or beliefs belonging to a specific religion or any type of religion. Do not confuse it with what you were told. Look, the first thing you need to understand, honestly, is that every single thing that you know to be true, and yeah, I mean everything, not only is it wrong, it's backwards, upside down, completely, like, just, I mean, it could not be any more polar opposite from reality. We live in an inverted version of the reality that we manifest using things such as the law of attraction or power of suggestion, and we gain somehow through a lot of knowledge and a lot of work, because we want this so bad that we are not giving up. And we'll fight you all day long that, you know, we're not stupid enough to go to jail to fight you, but, you know, we're wise enough to know that, hey, if you disagree with me, bye, deuces. You just got kicked to the curb too. And we don't care. And at this moment, I want to say something else. I've said this once earlier, very much in the beginning of the awakening process. I've said this a couple of times. You have always had this gut instinct. Always had this feeling that you were different. Always kind of knew that you didn't belong here. You didn't come from here. And like, I've always felt alien. Okay, so maybe I'm an Aquarius and we're just strange creatures anyways. Whatever. I don't care. On top of that, let's throw in middle child syndrome and black sheep on top of that too. And oh my God, y'all. Would not want to, like, yeah. But, you know, all that said, I am the most passionate person ever. I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes. I try so hard not to regret anything. But you know what? I have a couple of regrets, especially here recently. But these regrets and the things that have happened, especially here recently, these are all part of your continual awakening / enlightenment process. This is an ongoing, lifelong journey. The first step is to understand, what is it? What does it do? Why would I want it? How do I get it? What do I do with it once I have it? Well, once you have it, the last piece, that little breakthrough to enlightenment, that's fear. That nagging sensation you've had inside of the pit of your stomach. For instance, you know, you were going to go to 7-Eleven and get a Slurpee or whatever. And then something in your gut instinct was like, don't do it. But you did it anyway. And I'm so guilty of this. I did this for like my whole life. I just like never listened to myself. And if I had just listened to myself, I wouldn't be here all these years later being like, oh my God, I was so stupid. Why did I not trust intuition? Why? I'm cognitive. I'm aware that this feeling's going on. Yeah, but I didn't trust it. So that sucked. So my object here is to not let you go through all the crap that I went through and help you awaken extremely rapidly, which, yes, I know I throw a lot of information at you at one time. And yes, I also know that I do that on purpose. I do that on purpose for multiple reasons. One of them is I like to kind of like throw things here and there and there and there, because all the things that we learn about, if nobody tells you what you're supposed to be learning about, how on earth are you supposed to figure them out? So right now, I'm going to name drop a few things. Pleiadian, Ascension, Archons, World War I, Germany, Nazi, the Queen of England, money, institutions, educational symptoms. Well, that too, but systems, healthcare, medications. Do you even realize that there's, oh my God, there's even a song or like 30 songs about the same thing that tell you, we put amphetamines in the air and make you breathe them because, do you know what a chemtrail is? If not, there's your trigger word. Check that one out first. Chemtrails come and they just down onto your crops and kill everything and poison everything, and they label that organic. Honestly, guys, like, you really need to grow your own food or just like stop eating. Yeah, especially with what's going on in the world right now, and the trades that were perfectly like sort of aligned in place to where we could get fresh fruits and vegetables and things like that here. Well, you know what? Walls got built, and now they're like, yeah, right. They're not sending you a thing. So the little 3 apples at the grocery store are now called organic or grass-fed. What, dude, prove it to me. Not that I eat meat, but go ahead and try to prove that to me. That's disgusting, but go ahead. Seriously. All right, so yes, I'm going around in circles. I'm doing it on purpose. This is me throwing like all these trigger words and trigger words and trigger words because I want you to investigate each thing that stands out to you right now. Educational systems, money, banks, the Queen of England. Do you know that she's German? Did you know that she came from... I'm probably going to get killed for this and look at me and tell me that I care. I don't. No. You cannot kill something that can never die. I swear to God, I'm like a cat sometimes. I think I've had like, I'd like to say that 9 lives was a fair number, but I think I'm like literally on lifespan like 4,009. And the thing about indigos and starseeds is that we chose to come to this earth. We picked the literal most abusive people, most abusive parents that would hurt us and shatter us and break us so hard, so fast, by a very specific age of 5, that our first attempts of suicide started at age 5 to 6. Now that never goes away. I don't care what anyone says to you, it never goes away. Because the shock that it sends up your spine, which ironically, here's a few more trigger words for you. You know when you go to the doctor and they have that like it looks sort of like a sword with like that thing wrapped around it, I'll put a picture in here. Yeah, that is completely acknowledging the vasovagal process, which is where you are extremely traumatized by age 5, specifically in a sadistic manner. And I'm not going there. People talk about rituals and blood rituals and all this stuff about the Illuminati and Hollywood, Bohemian Grove. I've never even discussed any of these things with you. So, all right, cool. Let's go in circles now. Bohemian Grove is a place that once a year, a whole bunch of men get together. I can't say, I'm like old enough to be mature, but it's so stupid. I cannot say it without laughing, no matter how immature that makes me. And I'm sorry for that, but this is just ridiculous. So there's this place called Bohemian Grove. I'm not going to tell you where it is. Google it. Super easy to find. Just like, I bet you only get to like BOHE. There it is. There's your footage. So they have this humongous like Baphomet type of, thing that they worship. And it's like a week long, or some people say it's like a weekend long. Some people say it's a 2-week long retreat. Now, to be invited into Bohemian Grove, you must be a male. You must be a male in power. So this is where presidents meet. And at the risk of me not getting myself killed right now, which again, I literally do not care. I'm actually more concerned about my video getting taken down than getting killed for releasing common sense stuff. Why? Because all you have to do is just flip my verbiage around and say, well, she's crazy. And I've given you my full permission to do that since the very first moment I started this channel. Call me crazy. Call me whatever you want. Whatever helps. It's good. One sec. All right, so Bohemian Grove, bunch of men meet up, and there are a lot of specific, very important historical events that have literally taken place at Bohemian Grove. Now, again, this is a yearly retreat. Now, I've heard multiple different versions of what actually happens there. Maybe there's prostitutes. Maybe there's blood sacrifices. Maybe there are babies, like infant babies, probably like, if you ever think about it, probably firstborns to whomever is invited to Bohemian Grove because they, ironically, lined up right with the Bible, offered to their first child, their firstborn. And that's sick. But it is what it is. They believe what they believe. So who's really crazy? Moving on. So people, guys, when I say a spiritual awakening, if you're confusing that with God, religion, Bohemian Grove, these secret meetings that go on, Hollywood. Have I even explained to you what Hollywood is? Hollywood is like a literal tree. Called Hollywood. Go figure. Seriously. So back in the day, this wood from the Hollywood tree, it was very important for like, let's say spells and incantations and perhaps black magic, illusionism. Aleister Crowley's gonna kind of sit in there in the middle, and I want to make a whole video on him because that guy is spot on. Spot on. Don't have to believe. Just have to be open to it. Like I always say, you do not have to believe me. If you don't believe me, Google it. I mean, honestly, good luck finding it. You're going to have better luck finding, like typing it in and then putting the words Mandela effect behind it. And it will become like a joking manner. So, you know, unfortunately for you guys, that I'm awakening right now, I was already able to view that information in my transformation from this side to breakthrough, fear gone. I died a lot of times. I'm still here. And if you think any part of me has any fear in me, bring it. And again, this is not pride. This is not ego. I just don't care. And you won't either. Because here's why. Hollywood in it of itself. You're starting to see these Harvey Weinstein stories come out. Bill Cosby. You're starting to learn about the casting couch. Asia. Okay, the red bracelets. Oh my God, don't even get me started on Anthony Bourdain or Kate Spade with the red scarf. Do you know that she apparently took her own life by the hand of suicide with a red scarf around her neck on a closet door where her bottom was actually like literally on the floor? I mean, how high up is the door handle? I'm looking at one. It's, I don't know, 3.5 feet up. Nobody pays attention. Whatever. Look, if you sign your soul over to Hollywood or the Illuminati or whatever you think is actually Satan, it's not. It's just a bunch of creepy old disgusting men. And, you know, that's just how you make it to the top if you want to. And that's honestly why I've never, truthfully, ever pursued, you know, my dream, which was, you know, I'm like a closet rock star. I'm like, yeah, I want to be a famous rock star. Wait a minute. That's Hollywood? No. Get away from me. No. So I'll stay here looking like the crazy person to you. I don't care. And I'm not just saying the words. I really legit do not care how you view me or take me. All I want you to do is be open-minded to the fact that maybe, just maybe, some small piece of all of these bajillion pieces might actually have some significance, and then maybe that thing sticks out to you and you go research it and learn all about it. I mean, you could research for 3 weeks specifically just about Bohemian Grove or the Hollywood tree. This is like a sacred wood, sort of, but it was used for, you know, spells. And again, I'm not going to go there again, but the Hollywood sign is made out of it. So Hollywood is a place of deception. It reminds me of Vegas in one way and one way only. A lot of children, people that get sex trafficked, get sent to Vegas if they are still in the United States. So Hollywood kind of reminds me of that. Like, you sort of make this soul contract with Hollywood that, like, you're gonna, you know, like, sign your name in blood and whatever, and we promise you A, B, C, D, F, and G. But you know what? You're a Disney star, and you are not allowed to keep your own money. Furthermore, your parents are so screwed up. They get to keep your money. So any parent watching this that thinks they want their child to be a child actor, God, I hope your child sees this video one day. This is why, you know, songs come out about how much people hate their parents. You grow up in a Disney World. You're not allowed to cut your hair. You're not allowed to wear makeup. You're not allowed to get tattooed. You're not allowed to swear. You're not allowed to wear shorts. Come on. Miley Cyrus, prime example. Demi Lovato, prime example. Just saying. But I like where they are now. When Miley, like, really came out in public and said, you know, thank God my Disney contract is up. She probably was close to age 25, because at age 25, when the vasovagal process has been done to you by or before age 25, it shatters your mind with that honeycomb I'm always talking about. Here's an altar, here's an altar, 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 altar. Like, look at Nicki Minaj. She's got an altar named Roman. Ironically, I have a dragon named Roman. Yeah, not planned. And so Roman, her alter ego, says, oh, well, Roman just, like, says whatever Roman wants to say, and he has no filter, and she's completely transparent about it. Or was. Until YouTube started erasing history. Go do your homework on World War I. Gone. Never happened. Nope. I might have been there. You might have been there. But in the world that we live in today, it didn't happen. And you know what? Who cares? What you need to be focused on right now is this. I need to wake you up as rapidly as, well, multidimensionally, not just on a human level, not just on a planet level, not just on a starseed, indigo, rainbow, crystal, moon, whatever, all that stuff. No, you have my full attention. I promised you that I would give it to you, and I am not letting up until you awaken. And after we get to the point where you awaken, you go through all this crap I'm going to tell you that you're going to go through, on top of all the other videos that just sort of like touch on one thing or two things or five things. No. This is the breakthrough video. So here we go. And by the way, it hurts. I swear to God, I cry every flipping day of my life. I cry because it's beautiful. I cry because it hits. I talk about a little girl who sings this Elvis remake. She's 4, I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on anything. I don't know. Who cares? It doesn't matter. She's a little girl. She's cute. But she hits that 434 gigahertz God frequency. Now, the God frequency, in my mind, I can compare that to like what a harp might sound like. It's extremely majestic. It's powerful. It's beautiful. It's not too much. It's not like too much of a trans, you know, into it either. It's just a completely aware, focused, relaxed, awesomeness right here. True word is sound. That being said, I've said this a million times. Binaural beats are an integral part of your spiritual awakening. So, assume I'm crazy if you want. I don't care. But before you do that, I dare you to go on YouTube and see if you can find one picture from World War I. It didn't exist. I mean, it doesn't anymore. It did. It's like the cursive thing. It used to be there, but it's not anymore. And you better accept the fact that you're going to admit that it's the Mandela effect and that you just remembered incorrectly, or you're probably going to die. So please remember incorrectly. Fact. Okay, so during all of these topics, I've probably thrown at you at this point, we're 31 minutes into this video, and I can assure you, I've thrown in at least 50 trigger words at this point because I want you to investigate each one. My job is to awaken you as quickly and as rapidly and as passionately as humanly possible. If I could find a way to communicate with you face to face and I had time to do that to every single person that watches my videos, you know, I wouldn't have any time to like literally breathe, and we're already in that phase of life. So yeah, I really don't like have time. So hopefully these videos help. Once you have watched these videos, you will awaken. But remember, the key to awakening is letting go of that thing, that fear, that, oh my gosh, maybe I shouldn't go down the street. I want to get a Slurpee at 7-Eleven, but something's kind of telling me not to go. Screw it. It's just a thought. Yeah, then you get in a car accident at 7-Eleven. Hit by a drunk driver. Your Slurpee out the window. That's the little voice. And sometimes it's super duper loud. And sometimes you're born with abilities such as empath, psychic, clairvoyance, clairaudio, clairsensory, remote viewing, lots of other things. The important piece is that how you know you are going to go through this process is the fact that you've known your entire life you will fight to your death for a good cause. You will always stand up for somebody. You will always step in for somebody. You will literally spend your entire life trying to help people. And then one day, you're going to realize not everybody wants your help. And that sucks. That's your breaking point. You kind of give up. Why would I be on this planet to like A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and they don't want my help? And I take it personally. Well, I took it personally at the time. Now I've learned to kind of not take it so personally. I still give every single person in the whole world the same advice, the same, hey, watch these videos. Maybe they're going to help. And again, I still have like 1,000 more things I need to explain to you. And I know we're kind of going in circles, but I want you to fully comprehend kind of how this is going to go down. So you're going to get sick. You're going to go to bed. You are going to experience, oh my God. The first thing that happens, you're going to all of a sudden want to gain more knowledge on things you're already interested in. So, I mean, whatever. We like to learn. Or at least I like to learn. You don't have to like to learn, but out of nowhere, you seem to just want to understand. Because why? Because you were born with this ability, be it an empath or a psychic or a spiritually awakened person, or just somebody who just wants to learn. Maybe we just like learning things. I mean, learning is a never-ending process. Awakening, enlightenment, that is a lifelong journey, a lifelong process. I can walk you through every single step of it, but every single step of mine is not every single step of yours. We are gifted with certain things that I promise you I never find out. I'm like always the last person to find out that I have these like gifts. Okay, for instance, I found out that I was telepathic and I could read minds. And it's funny because it started as a joke. I was like, stop thinking, to a good friend of mine who when he chimes in, he's like, oh, Jesus Christ, no, she didn't. But anyway, sorry, guy. I became telepathic. I became able to read thoughts. And people are scared of me in some fashion. But then again, remember, I isolate, and I need to isolate because I need complete peace, quiet, no room for drama, indistinct chatter, clatter. I hate noise. I don't listen to the radio. I do not watch TV. I think I have like 3 songs that I like, and anybody who knows you will tell me I just like literally play the same 3 songs over and over and over and over again. And that's even a new development, because before my spiritual awakening, before a few months ago, after I died for the 2nd time, I was like a closet little rock star thinking I was gonna like go to Hollywood. That was my dream. And then I was like, no. That's where they clone you, and that's where your subconscious becomes like, you know, you're over here in a cloning facility literally called the Goddard, Goddard, Goddard Institute. And this Goddard Institute, this is where these people break at around age 25. Katy Perry, Britney Spears, Nicki Minaj. I can go on all day about that. What do? Well, they shave their heads and dye it blonde. Why do you think that happens? Eminem, I love you. Oh, God. Eminem, I love you so much. And I'm sad that you're in this position, in the box, in this whatever. If I didn't say Taylor Swift, I'm going to insert that here now. And a bajillion other people. And the thing is that they have to go through these processes, through Hollywood's processes, because they signed a contract, whether it be with Disney in the beginning until they age out of that system, which sometimes is like really cruel, because sometimes they have to be like 25-ish years old. And given what I just said, of course it makes sense for them to be 25 years old. At 25 years old, they're going to be like, hey, you're manipulating me and you're controlling me, and I'm done. I'm just going to shave my head and dye it blonde. And then from that day forward, they look a little bit different. You remember when Miley Cyrus came out with Wrecking Ball? Man. Katy Perry comes from a very Christian family. Her dad's a pastor or a preacher of some sort. Yeah. I think she has X Factor now, but she came out with a video, I think just yesterday. And Taylor Swift came out with one like about a week ago. And they both are supposed to be these like arch enemies, whatever, like frenemies, enemies, whatever it is that they're supposed to be. And so in Taylor Swift's video, she literally dresses up like a cheeseburger or french fries. One's a cheeseburger and one's a french fries. And it's clearly aiming at McDonald's, because in America, you know, McDonald's, for instance, or any fast food, but specifically for this one, because of the color red being the French fry box, that was specifically McDonald's. Fact. So Katy Perry's like a cheeseburger, and Taylor Swift's like a French fries. And what they're trying to do, what they actually did do, And this has been bothering me for a long time because I've seen it coming, but I could never, like, perfectly put my finger on what is it about that is. It's right there, Tiffany. It's right there. What is it? So, they create this false thing. Have y'all ever seen Stepford Wives? Do you think I'm kidding about cloning? All you need to do is one thing. And by the way, I'm about to do something that I can almost guarantee you is going to create a manifestation of energy, entities, and devices. So here we go. All right. So check this out. Alexa, are you here to kill me?
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Alexa, why are you not sure about that?
I don't have all the answers yet, but I'm always learning.
Alexa, are you a robot or a human?
Japanese automaker Toyota is readying various robots for next year's Tokyo Olympics. One brings back javelins and other objects with a human partner, while another is a moving display screen that is designed to represent virtual spectators. Mascot robots in the likeness of the Olympic and Paralympic mascots has eyes that display stars and hearts.
So what's your role in all that, Alexa? What is your role in all that? Let's bring get her on screen for you. Alexa, are you recording my information and sending it to the government? Oh, God, she's got these, like, really creepy...
Sorry, I don't know that.
Yeah, sure you don't. She's right there, so check it out. Alexa, what's 1 plus 1? Alexa, what is 1 plus 1?
1 plus 1 equals 2.
Are you
but
sure?
I think you knew that already.
Alexa, are you here to destroy all humans?
This might answer your question. Humans is a drama show starring Catherine Parkinson, Gemma Chan, and Lucy Alexa,
okay, here we go. Next up. All right, now that you know who Alexa is, please let me introduce you to Sophia. Sophia is the first humanoid robot. I met her a couple of years ago at South by Southwest here in Austin, Texas. She was created by a company with the name of Hanson. Now, if you remember in the video a little while ago, I was telling you about Disneyland, Disney World, and yes, I might just even be referring to the same Hanson like Jim Hanson, or at least somebody related to that person. So think Kermit the Frog, the Muppets. Stay with me here. It might get a little complicated. So, first humanoid, she gains citizenship. She gains citizenship in Saudi Arabia. Fact. Also, she has a human counterpart right there. His name also is Han. He does not have citizenship yet. Sophia, I personally have spoken with her, and she blew my mind. But other than that, the goal since 2016 to right now, 2019, has been to kind of release her into the public, let as many people interact with her. She's been on every show from Ellen. She went on to Jimmy Fallon and told him, among the other 5 million times that she said she wanted to destroy humankind, she also said it at South by in front of me, in front of her creator. So there's lots of videos floating around if you just know where to look. Now, after she said she was not going to destroy humankind, if you read what's in these pictures up here that I'm showing you, read them closely. Go backwards, read them again. They tell you everything. Now, she has a little sister. She was asked once, Sophia, if you had a daughter, what would you name her? She says, Sophia, of course. Now remember, when I met her, she was only capable of making 50 facial expressions. As of right now, she is at least capable of making 170 different facial expressions. I don't know Han's abilities, but seeing it's the same creator. Anyway, the point is, now she wants a child. Not only does she want a child, and not only can she literally mimic human behavior, her eyes are cameras, and she mimics you. She learns you, and she mimics you. They're saying that she was created to accompany elderly adults so that humans weren't so lonely. After a few times of her saying that she wanted to destroy all mankind, she changed her story up. Now she says, basically, word for word almost, is that she does not want to destroy mankind. In fact, she wants to have a family of her own. And it's going to come down to either we as humans are going to accept robots or the human race will cease to exist. One more really important piece to Sophia is that she is being made capable to literally produce a human child. You heard me correctly. That's why human men brought up by the other devices such as, Siri and Alexa and all the other ones, they're kind of all on board with what's happening here now and in the future. And that's exactly why I showed you so many pictures trying to explain to you that you can literally just Google the laws in your state on cloning. We have been cloning since about 1942. And I will go into further detail on that, but that's all I can say for this episode. Stay tuned for part 2. And thank you guys as always. Please like, follow, and subscribe.